Hello, horror fans. Welcome to another episode of Exercise Your Rights. Today, I have a really special show because we're going to announce the TOC, the Table of Contents, for the Horror Writers Association's Poetry Showcase 10. And any second now, I should be getting the results, all the people. I do want to say this was very competitive. There was so many people that came into that applied. Oh, I hear the results coming right now. But back to what I was saying, there was so many people that submitted fantastic poetry. So if your poem did not get in, do not feel like it was not worth it or it was not a good poem, because we had almost 300 submissions, 300, and we could take 50, which are on this list right here. So now that the results have been sent to me, let me reveal the TOC. But before I do that, I'm going to thank the judges. I had judges, pull my list out. Eugen Bacon, I thank you so much. Katherine Quevedo, thank you. Colleen Anderson, thank you. Timothy Flynn, thank you so much. Those were the judges of this year's Poetry Showcase. They did an amazing job sorting through all that poetry, debating, judging. There were many more poems that we all loved than 50. So unfortunately, 50 is what we can say yes to, because that's the budget. Everything circles around budgets, right? Which is why you should consider supporting the HWA's Halloween in July fundraiser, which is going on right now, and you can find that link in the description. If you guys donate money to the HWA, we can have bigger TOCs. That's my plug for money. But let's go ahead and announce these winners. The Poetry Showcase, as you all know, was started by Peter Salomon. I actually don't remember the year off the top of my head, but I have the honor of being in the second Poetry Showcase, and this was Peter's idea. He also started National Dark Poetry Day on a side note, but this was Peter's dream, and it's grown. Here we are celebrating it a decade later, and think of all the poets who have gotten their start in the showcase, including me. Peter bought my first professional sale, and 10 years later, so anybody who's a beginning poet, anybody on this list, or just anybody who submitted a poem, even if it didn't get in, keep at it, because success comes. Success will come to you. And now, let me read the Poetry Showcase Table of Contents for 2023 Showcase 10. Our highest scoring poet that all the judges agreed on was Sara Tantlinger with Sinews and Salt. Congratulations, Sara. Carina Bissett with Sleeping Beauties and Ann K. Schwader, Wolf Children, both came up close behind her. In addition to that, there will be on the cover Emily Ruth Verona with How Not to Be Devoured. Jacqueline West, You Have Her Eyes. Lee Murray with Red Wind. And Maxwell I Gold, When Stars Were Riddled with Termites. Those were all the top scoring poems decided on by all the judges. And congratulations to all of you. Your names will be on the cover. And I wish we had an enormous giant cover and we could include all these names, because every single name, every single poet who submitted to the showcase this year deserves to be on this cover. But constraints, we have constraints. So following up with that, we have Angela Liu, The Room Never Had a Window. Azzurra Nox with The Photographer. Gerri Leen with Crows and Ghouls. Stephanie M. Wytovich with Bride, Woman, Body. Louise Worthington with Lamb's Tales. Tiffany Rife, I Only Ever Learned to Drown. Victoria Nations, I Will Not Be the Ghost. Patricia Gomez, The Blight of Keziah. Cassandra Windwalker, Vagabond. Saba Syed Razvi, I am so sorry, let me start that over. Saba Syed Razvi, Beneath a Wolf's Moon, The Heart's Kill Bitten Through Its Becoming. Donna J.W. Monroe with Cosmic Triptych. Jessica Drake Thomas with Dead Things, Trisha J. Wooldridge with Portrait of Artistic License, Christina Singh, The Girl in the Cage, K.M. Bennett, The Great Prototype Terror, Steph Bianchini with The City of Forgotten Stones, Mariska Pichette, Damsels Suffer Distress, Lisa Morton, The House of Small Pictures, Kate Boys, To Revel in What Others Grieve, C.J. Carter Stevenson, The Leech, Annie Neugebauer, Chat GPT, Ali Marini, Vukmira's Teacup, Pauline Yates, What It Means to Be With You, Michael Bailey, Apposite and Opposite, Notching T. Casa, Morgue Road, Galadriel Fay with Trash, Hilary Dodge, Turris Nepenthes. I have a feeling I pronounced that wrong, so I'm going to look that up as soon as we're done. Nepenthes. Hilary Dodge, Turris Nepenthes. Alicia Hilton, Baby Wanting to Come Back. Robert Perez, Cubazoa. Jerry Huntman, Dog Star Blues. Brian J. Hatcher, A Little Bad Air. Rav Eboli, Behind My Face. Melody Bolt, 1816, The Nighthawk Mother. John Bartell, I Am the Angel. Corey Niles, Rat King. Graham Masterson, Ziwana. Jonathan Lewis Duckworth, Bestiary Entry 13, The Flower of Winter. Kyla Lee Ward, Ophelia's Return. Grace R. Reynolds, Mama's Cherry Pie. Stephanie Ellis, Pilgrim. Janine Cross, Filling Holes. And Deborah L. David with Patchwork Girl. That is our table of contents for HWA Poetry Showcase 10, a decade of dark poetry. I want to congratulate all of you. Again, please let me stress, if you did not make it in, that does not mean your work is bad or substandard or that you're a bad poet. There is simply mathematics. This is why I don't like math. 50 poets, 300 submissions. That means we have to say a lot of no's when we would rather say a lot of yeses. So go down below and find that Halloween in July fundraising link and support the HWA, which we are a nonprofit. I do have a message from one of the judges, which is Katherine Quevedo. I plan to have messages from all the judges ending the Exercise Your Rights show going forward. And I think that's about it. I do want to congratulate everybody again and thank the judges. If you are looking for the lineup of who is going to be in Exercise Your Rights coming up, you can always check out my column in the HWA newsletter of the same name, Exercise Your Rights, and you'll see everybody who's going to be in. And you can also find out how you might be able to be in. But now it is time to reveal our cover, which this is very small. You can't see it very big. You're going to see it in just a second because I put it in this video. The cover was done by Kira Starr. And I also, with this, even though my work is not completely done, I officially passed the reins over to Maxwell I. Gold, who will be the editor following me for the Poetry Showcase. And he'll be doing Poetry Showcase 11. We will have some announcements regarding that very soon, which will probably be on this show. I'll probably announce it on the show. You can also watch for it in the iMailer. You can watch for it in the newsletter. There are many, many ways that the HWA can be contacted and stays in contact with you. So please do not be a stranger. If you liked this, subscribe to the HWA YouTube channel, like this video, give us some support there as well. And I hope you will join me next week when we're talking with Sana Seyfried Lloyd about positive mental health. And with that, I give you Katherine Quevedo, and she has some tips for how we can make it in next year. And that's good because I'm going to be applying next year. See you next week.
Hi, I'm Katherine Quevedo, and I was a judge for the Horror Writers Association Poetry Showcase 10, and I would like to share with you a few of my thoughts and experiences of being a judge, and maybe a few tips and tricks to consider for next year. First off, I had so much fun being a judge. Getting to read all that horror poetry in a very short timeline just solidified for me how creative and amazing this writing community is. So keep up the good work. That said, we of course could not accept all the amazing poetry that we received. We couldn't fit it all into the anthology. So I just want to really encourage my fellow poets, keep sending your work out, keep finding homes for it, and I hope to encounter it wherever it ends up in the world. If you want to do a few things to maybe elevate your chances of rising to the top, some of the judges may have other advice, but a few things that stood out to me are, number one, just really putting originality at the forefront. With the showcase, it's pretty competitive, so it's maybe not the time for breaking out the classic tropes. This is the time to go for something really an unusual combination, something that has vivid, visceral imagery that's going to really stick with us. Give it a title that helps it stand out. Everything that you can do to package it into beautiful words and just make it so original is going to get you ahead of the game. Another thought is, we received, I'd say, mostly free verse, but if you want to try to stand out by using a formal structure, just to really be intentional so you stand out for the right reasons. So, for example, if you're going to go with rhyme, enjambment is your friend. Enjambment is what's going to give the rhyme a subtle quality and feel artful. That's going to allow the rhyme to sneak up on the reader, and we are horror writers. Sneaking up is a good thing. So just keep in mind these types of ways to set yourself apart from the pack. Keep elevating your prose. Keep delving into those dark places with your work. And I wish you happy writing.